That's my OC. They call me Whisker. Ah, a mouse! A mouse? I'm a rat? What's the difference? Rats have smaller ears, and mice have pointier snouts. Wouldn't that just mean you look more like a mouse then? It's the end of June. And you know what that means? Pride Month, so? No! It means Art Fight starts in literally 3 days, and I'm still not prepared! So why don't we make some poorly put together character sheets? First character and go. We're doing a character of mine, Eveline. Now I really like drawing her because she's such a fashionista and I love designing outfits. I may not be good at it, but I like doing it. I need my character riff sheets to portray the person inside. And that's all I was trying to do here. As well as try as much as I could to make it very thorough. Because I really like drawing OCs with thorough character sheets. It makes me feel more comfortable drawing the character. For example, have you ever been drawing someone's character and you've drawn them with their eyes open? Then you look back at the one picture you have of them and their eyes are closed. And so you think, oh, do they have eyes? Anyways, this is actually my first year of Art Fight, and I'm so excited. I can't believe I never heard about it until last year. It sounds so fun! A kind artist community, the possibility that someone could draw your OC, no pressure on whose OC you should draw, and the impending fear that you will burn out and not do as much as you wanted to within the given time frame. I can't wait! Oh, and did I also mention that this is my first time using Clip Studio Paint? Yeah, thanks to all of you who showed up to see that. Okay, now onto the actual character sheet. I did try a little bit with this one, and I planned it out a little bit, and I looked into some references and blah, 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 blah. And like I said before, this was my first time using Clip Studio Paint, so I wasn't recording in the beginning because I didn't know I needed to turn it on. You can probably see that I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm just trying random different things. It wasn't going too bad, though. I felt like it was portraying her, but I did end up changing a lot. Like, I completely changed these poses on the left later. Because the ones that I already had, I don't know if you can tell, but they're inspired by that pose off that really popular pit crew thing. And I decided it wasn't very original or show much of a character, besides they were looking really bad. I was doing it on stream, and so I wasn't really focused while I was doing them. As well as the outfits, they don't feel very well put together, and they didn't really... They weren't showing her wide range of fashion or her maximalist side that much. Now, even though, like I said, I love drawing Eveline, but she isn't exactly my most thought out character. In fact, usually my characters have very thorough backstories because I really like putting them into a setting. That's like why I like making characters. If anything, I'm designing what the character looks like based off what I want the backstory to be or what I want their personality to be. However, Eveline was made from an era where I was kind of just spam producing OCs, and she's one of the only ones who really stuck because I just really liked her design so much. So her design came first and the backstory is still being thought out. So this is the first time I drew her, and as you can see, not much has changed since then because like I said, I really liked it. Her obvious vibe was really nonchalant and a little bit mysterious, and so I didn't know how to make a backstory that could be a backstory while still keeping that up, that vibe, you know? So I am still trying to build up her personality while keeping those aspects in mind, but I'm working on it. Just in case there's anyone watching this wanting to draw her for Art Fight and you want more details on it, let's go over some of those. Character defining traits, cyan hair with yellow tips, just on the sides by the way, because when she puts her hair up into the little wait, are they called pigtails? I don't know what they're called. The thingies, you get what I'm saying. Her hair is very short. I think I would consider this a pixie cut, but she totally likes to experiment with wigs, so you can change that about her hair, just like at the expense of it looking a little bit less like the character, depending on how far you go. For her skin tone, I'm actually looking at one of those little, she's definitely somewhere in the umber, bronze, golden, yeah. Oh yeah, and I almost forgot. I put some heavily Gyaru-inspired makeup on her because she's such a Gyaru. She also has a droopy left eye, which I feel is important for me to point out because a lot of people have thought she's like just winking a lot. And she has deep cyan eyes, or I guess they're a little bit more turquoise, I don't know. And as for her clothes and style, like I said, anything. I want to see her in the most diverse fashion imaginable. And as for character permissions, it's basically the same. Anything. There's no restrictions. It's art. Do whatever. Headcanons, ships, gore, NSFW, blat, go crazy. Anyways, this time-lapse is taking a little bit too long. Let's speed this up. Oh my god, and she's done! I'm gonna be fully transparent, I hate how this turned out. On to the next one! Originally, this video was supposed to be me doing 3 character sheets, but it is now 4 because I am a stupid poo-poo pants. You know how I wasn't recording during the beginning of doing Eveline's riff sheet? That's very excusable. I'm actually surprised that I ended up turning the thing on and figuring it out at all. I had the excuse of I was new to Clip Studio. However, I have no excuse right now. The next two riff sheets I did were on Procreate, which is what I'm supposed to be used to and know how to use, right? It wasn't recording. there's no footage to watch. So instead, while I'm yapping about them, I'm just gonna put a poor recreation of what it would have looked like, as well as a gestured rat dancing in the background for your entertainment. This next character is my friend Sona Missy. We worked together to design her. I'm already running out of time, so let's just get straight to the detail. She is a red panda shark hybrid. She has bright orange hair and she needs glasses because she is blind. She usually wears green because it complements her best, and I don't really know what else to say about her. She's a really goofy, silly gal. She's pretty pale and pasty, if I say so myself. No, but if we actually bring up the skin tone palette, I would say she's, well, actually she looks very, the pale ivory looks like almost exactly, but also a little bit of sandy too. Her eyes are a foresty type of green, and they're very big and bubbly. Wow, I am nailing these descriptions. Her hair goes down sort of to the bottom of her back, and it's basically constructed of the bangs at the front, the little, you know, the wisps that come in front of the ears, and then you can honestly do whatever in the back. She also has 2 tamoko, one on her left arm and one on her right thigh. The one on her left arm has a little shark and it's so cute. As you can see, she likes these type of clothes. I don't know what you'd call them, like Japanese. Oh my god, would you look at that? It's done, and I haven't even done the character permissions. Obviously, though, I helped create this character. This isn't actually my Sonab, so I had to ask her what her permissions would you want it to be. She basically said everything's fine, but hang on a sec, I have a quote. Concerning the NSFW, she has said, I quote, sexualize her, but don't make her a porn star. Do with that what you will. Moving right on to our next character, we have Soren. To sum them up, they're basically an adventurous nomad who picked up a kid one day. Their personality is very carefree and a little bit jokestery, but we are speedrunning, so there is no time for that. They have long, white, wavy hair, when not tied up would probably reach the middle of their thigh. For their skin tone, they probably fit into the pale ivory category, so I actually take back what I said about Missy. Missy fits more into the beige limestone sandy? They're kind of short, their eyes red, and they have a scar above their right eyebrow. Back tattoo that looks like this. They are also quite into fashion. I swear I don't make all my characters into fashion. It just so happens that the 2 of them are in this one video. Okay, character permissions are also anything. Mic drop. Now on to the next one. I told you we were rushing, okay? Okay, last and final character, we have Ebony. She is an extremely new character of mine. I don't know what the lineup of this video is. I just chose completely random characters, apparently. So you can actually see in the beginning of this time lapse, that's right, there's a time lapse this time. You can actually see the beginning concepts of her. I said I was making very scrappily put together riff sheets. So I just reused the original canvas that I was using for her concept designs. Okay, sue me! Okay, so she has purple hair, slightly long, usually in bubble braid. Her skin tone's between the band and almond. Does that say band? She has elf ears and a few piercings on them, and her eyes are very pretty, and they appear to be pitch black. This is what she wears when she's being a secret vigilante, fighting for justice from the shadows like Batman. When she is not fighting crime, she is usually that very bubbly, cutesy little girl. Not little, but she seems so innocent. How could anyone suspect her? But then when she puts on her alter ego, she is feisty and heartless, and she beats you up. Only if you're a meanie pants, though. There are too many weird details on this costume. Do not make me explain them all. The only real things that you need to know is that she's got 6 horns on her head. They're all asymmetrical. She's got an ox-like tail, and she's got markings. They're there if you want to see what they look like. I don't know why they're conspicuously called markings. They might be tattoos. They might just be drawings she's drawn on herself with henna. I don't know. I'm going so quick because I'm going to run out of time. Oh, wait. I just looked at the time. We're actually doing really well for time. Yeah, so basically her role in this story is she, fights the patriarchy, and, she meets someone who is kinda being controlled by the patriarchy in a way, being forced to go along with them, and kinda tells them, hey, you don't need to do that. And then they become lesbians. I don't even really know what the point would be in saying character permissions, because you probably know what I'm going to say. I don't mind. I don't care. I simply do not care. You can do anything you like. Okay, yeah, that's enough stalling now. She's basically done. As much as I want to do some really high quality character sheets, like everyone wants to do, but in the end I just didn't. I have no reason. But that's not really what Art Fight's about, and it doesn't really matter in the end. I'm just proud of myself for preparing anything, really. I still have so many OCs that I have no reference sheets for, that I haven't even worked on that much. But it's because I'm always drawing other people's OCs. All the time, really. Leaves half of my creations looking like this whenever I try to do my own stuff. So as you can tell, I'm extremely excited for Art Fight, where I get to draw everyone else's OCs except for mine. It sounds like I'm being sarcastic, but I am being genuine. Anyways, my time is up. I gotta